If you like my videos, click like. If you'd like to see more of my videos, click subscribe. It certainly would be appreciated. Thank you. Hi everybody, it's Mama Eadie, and today I want to talk about adopting. A lot of people adopt puppies from, a shelter or a dog, and these are things that you might want to, keep in mind before running out and just falling in love with a dog and bringing it home and it don't work. Just because it's a overall positive and pleasant experience doesn't mean you should act on a whim. It's just a dog needs attention and care and emotional support, and it requires financial commitment. Pets are not as an accessory that you can just throw on or a fashion statement. It is a living being. And we need to remember that when adopting. Don't base your decision on a certain breed. You find a dog when you go into a humane society or wherever you're going. Don't just say, well, I want a poodle, for example, and that's the only thing you want. Look around, get to know each animal, make sure that that's exactly what you want in your home. Certain breeds, of course, have common traits. Golden Retrievers might be very friendly, while German Shepherds are more protective and more of a watchdog type person. Dog. Bulldogs are usually easygoing, but these are not hard, fast rules. You can find a German Shepherd that won't protect at all. You can find Golden Retrievers that go hide instead of being friendly. It's just, it just depends on that individual dog and what it's gone through. Take the dog that you're considering for a walk, play with him or her, talk to people taking care of the dog to find out their impressions of it. You can't never know exactly what will happen in a new environment, but it'll give you a little planning, as to what to expect from that dog. Once you take it home, don't rush the adjustment period. The dog has gone through a lot. Let's just face it. It was probably found on the street, or their owner brought it in and just dropped it off. They don't know why. What they did, nothing. And then they're in this caged building with 100 dogs or more, barking and yelling, and they don't know why. They had a nice comfortable home, and now they're in this, laying on a concrete floor, and then they're yanked out of there and brought into your home. Well, especially if it's young, it's not going to know a lot of manners right off the bat in your home, what you expect from them. You got to give them time. You got to let them adjust and you adjust to it. I can remember I had a dog that she was a puppy, and she kept getting into my purse. I don't know how she was doing it, but she was doing it, getting in my wallet and pulling out $20 bills, and she would chew them up and eat part of them. That happened twice, that she took a $20 bill and ate it. So, you gotta kind of dog-proof the house, which I didn't do. And don't be upset if it gets into your flower garden, if it's outside or whatever. just remember, they don't know what you expect of them yet. It takes time. And, if you've got crazy work hours, don't get a little puppy. Just don't do it. Because as much as you'd like to have them as a little puppy, they're a lot of work, and they need a lot of training and a lot of attention. They need to be able to go in and out maybe once an hour to teach them how to potty train. And just keeping them in a cage or anything is not going to work for that puppy. So if you're going to work a lot of hours, don't start out with a puppy. Get an older dog that can hold it longer and is already housebroke and that kind of stuff. It just makes more sense. And don't miss your heartworm follow-up test. When you adopt from a place, they will tell you to go to a vet and take a stool specimen with you of that dog, of your puppy, of your new dog, to have it checked for parasites. And it's very important to do that. I know when we adopt, that's one of the first things we do is we stop off, usually first or second day after we've had them, probably usually the second day, because we wait for a stool specimen. But anyway, you get the idea. Make sure that you get that done so you know if they've got heartworms or if everything's okay. Heartworms are spread by infected mosquitoes. So if they've been outside for quite a while, they could possibly have them. Don't let your dog loose in the house while it's by itself. You're going to have a disaster. You're going to have pillows torn up. Especially if it's a small puppy. So while you're gone, like at work or whatever, you want to crate it. Put it in a crate. Let it learn its manners before you let it loose in the house. And, don't worry about it. Crates are not a punishment. They're a protection. They might get a hold of something that you're not even aware of that's laying around. Maybe there's a chocolate candy bar that you forgot that you had laying out, or some medication that you forgot to put away, and they get into the bottle because it rattles, and they end up eating that pill. It could kill them. So, it's not a punishment. It's a protection. And I've got all my dogs fighting over who's going to get in the crate to lay down now. So, it's not, as long as they're used to it, it's like a bedroom to them. Well, it's my turn to get in the bed today. So don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't adopt a dog without knowing what you want. Make a list of things that you want from a dog. And then when you go, you ask the shelter people what kind of personality they have. Don't just say, I want a breed. Make a list of what you want. And that way you'll be happier and so will the dog. And, that's just my suggestions. Also, you might want to ask them what kind of dog food they've been eating, because even if you switch, you're going to have to slowly switch, or you're going to have a diarrhea mess. So think of those things beforehand. Make sure before you, I've said this before, but before you bring them home, that you have a couple of toys. I love the Kong. It's wonderful. You put a treat and some peanut butter in there, and they get to playing with it part of the day anyway. If it's a puppy, it's probably most of the day. And get them some squeaky toys or whatever. Yeah, they're probably going to tear them up, but it'll give them something to do if you're gone during the day. And now they have apps where you can actually watch what your dog is doing at home. So, or you can set your computer up to, like, like what I'm doing right here, to watch your dog, and that way you know what it's doing and how it's feeling during the day, and maybe you can adjust to that, and make adjustments. So there's my advice for today. I hope it's helpful, especially if you're looking for a new dog in the house. Also, make sure your size of your animal is appropriate for the size of your home. I've got a pretty small home. I mean, it's not huge. And it gets quite crowded in the house. I am used to it. It's not a problem. But, let's say you go out and you get a Great Dane or a Mastiff, and it takes up the whole couch, and you're upset because that's the only place to sit, then don't get one that big. Get a smaller dog. It just makes more sense. So, anyway, there's my advice for today. I hope it's helpful. Be sure to spay and neuter and adopt. There's an awful lot of dogs that need new homes. If you want to test the dog before you bring it home, see if they'll let you foster it for a while. And if you've got more pets at home, see if you can take it and introduce it to your pets and see how everybody reacts. And be sure to love that dog like it's your child. I tell you what, any of them that I've ever adopted have been the best dogs. They so appreciate that you've adopted them and have cared for them. So be kind to them. And remember to subscribe right there. And I love my fur babies.